All right. Good afternoon. A couple minutes late. I confirm I have audio, so I'll go ahead and mute my stream, which is my monitoring. Hello, Rick Lakes. I see Rick has joined us in the chat. You'll see on the screen right now there's a pop out chat right here that's coming from OBS. And I'm not sure how this is going to work with Davinci or not. It's adjustable, as you just saw me change. And I just wonder, I typed the hello Rick in the chat box over here on the monitor itself. And I just wonder if I were to go to YouTube and type in YouTube, I mean, theoretically it should show up, right? And it does. Cool. So either place. It's kind of convenient. It's kind of neat. I kind of like it. We'll see how it goes. Tony Wallow, good afternoon, Tony. Now I want to test something. Can I hit the heart over here and it show up over there? Oh, it wants me to sign in. So nope, I'm not going to do that. I just closed a dockable window. So I just closed the dockable window. If you'd like to show again, use the docs menu on the menu bar. All right, so let's see if I hit docs and then chat and it comes back. And yes, someone's clicking it. I'll bet you if I click, now I'm going to click 100 on the YouTube stream itself. I see 100 and there's a little delay, but I see it in the chat box. All right, let's get going with this. I'm going to temporarily move this out of the way and I'm going to bring up Davinci Resolve. I already been messing around in this morning, and this is what led me to do an impromptu, go ahead and do a daily Davinci. I didn't start a timer. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to bring chat back over. I'm just curious as to how much this is going to affect things, if this is here, if it's a distraction, if it's neat. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to check it out. So this is what I've been doing. I have been messing around with slowing things down so that I can analyze things and improve my golf game. Hello, Darren. And what I done was I went into the media pool. I grabbed the video from last night. It's about 10 to 12 minutes long. And I drug it down here into the where it goes. And then close the media pool. And then I just went through here and I'm like, let's go find something that looks really good as opposed to something that looks really horrible. So I'm going to go to the end, work my way back. I was trying to hit things, what they can call, when it's not on a tee, it's on the deck, on the floor, on the ground, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I was trying to do here. I used to be really successful at hitting stuff off of the ground with my hybrid club, which is similar to what I have here. But if I remember right, this goes horribly bad. Yeah, it went horribly bad. So let's just use this as an example. So we're going to start right there. I'm going to check this box right here. Take my cut, and I'm going to make a cut right there and right there on the audio. Now you'll notice that it did not make the big separation that it normally makes because I checked this box. If you take and check, so I'll move the playhead over here. If you check this box, well, I don't know now, honestly, and make a cut. Well, that's kind of neat. Let's see what that does. So let's move this one, and let's move this one. Okay, that's not what I expected. Plus the playhead changed. I'm kind of interested in that. I'm gonna Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. You can't Control Z back to your functions up here. It stays where it's at. Now I want to figure out, which is not a big deal, insert clip, overwrite clip, replace clip. Anyway, let's move on. This is neat that this changed. If I turn this off, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this, go over here. I don't need any of this. I'm just gonna work with this. Now I would take it back to the beginning because I just like, that's how I like things, is to be where it's at. Now clearly the chat dock is behind me right there because I started working in Davinci, and as soon as I did, this goes away. So I'm gonna have to work on how that, I'm pretty sure it can probably be done, but no big deal. So how do I retime, or how do I slow this down? Well, you can play at full speed. You right click, come up here to retime controls, and then it brings up the speed right here of what it is. Right now it's 100%. So you click on the black dot, you go to change speed, and you go to, I'm going to go 50%. Now you'll notice now that the audio is not with this. This is, I've got to figure out how to do the audio, because when you would think you just extend this to here and your audio would be there, but I can't do that because I didn't clip enough of the audio. So I've got to work on it. The other one I did. So now when I play this, it's at 50%. And the audio's not good. So really, I don't need the audio. Let's just go ahead and delete the audio because we don't need it. So now if I really wanted to get this down slower, I go down here to change the speed and go down to 25%. It again extends it, and you can grab the playhead and look at it frame by frame, or you can use the right arrow key. Holding it down makes it move constantly, one frame at a time. You just hit that. Long Dog is saying something about he doesn't think he can do audio. I don't know. So this is how I got to where I was at with the first thing. Now I know if I wanted to, I could come in here and go about right there. I can click here. I can add a speed point. I can take the playhead all the way to the end. I can click here again, add another speed point. And now if I click here, change the speed, I can only go down to 10%. But what if I wanted to make that slower? Can I slow it down even more or not? Well, first thing I gotta do is undo what I just did. I want to grab the playhead. No, it's not letting me do that. Put the playhead over here. I want to grab this one right there. And I think 10% might be about it. You can change the location of, doggone, this is just making me mad. You can change the location of the, yeah, there we go. You can change the location of your speed points. Now I should be able to grab this one, and then, yeah, see, I'm slowing it down, 22, 20, 18%. Let's see how low I can get here. Well, I can get slower under 10%. So it's just a matter of grabbing that first one. And then, so if I take this speed point and I bring it all the way over to that one, and then grab this, that's speeding it up. I want to go the opposite direction. I'm going to need a lot of room to do this. So I'm going to grab this right here. We're going to take it all the way down to, boy, do I need a lot of room to do this or what? We're going to take it down to 5%, maybe 8%. There we go, 5%. Now, if I go back to the beginning of this clip, this is going to be so slow. This is going to be slower than molasses. So hit the space bar, it's going to play. and now at 5%. So boring, and it just rendered. So I'm going to play it again. It should go all the way to the end. Wow, that's interesting. It's only going that far. So why is that? It should go all the way through and play at 5%. We'll try it from here. Maybe 5% is too slow. Yeah, for some reason that's too slow. So, how do I fix that? Good question. Go in here. No, I don't want to go in there. I want to do this a different way. I want to go to the end. I want to grab this. Speed it back up. And I'm just going to see where that's at. Go find it. Go back to the end. Grab my speed point. I'm just going to reverse what I just did. I'm going to go up to 10%, 11%, go to the beginning. If I hit this, maybe that'll play all the way through now. I don't know. I really don't know. Looks like no, it will not. Do I know why? I have no clue. I have an idea, but I have no clue. I have an idea is because there's not a speed point over here. This is my beginning speed point. This is my ending speed point, and yeah, that's I believe that's exactly what it is. I believe if I come in here and add a speed point and then move it over to there and now hit play, this should go all the way to that next speed point. It's not. So anyway, let's get back to the original plan of the day, so to speak. So I'm going to go back to here. So I got this. I've got it slowed down. 50% is pretty cool. Then go into Fusion. I want to highlight certain things in Fusion with arrows. Well, I couldn't find an arrow per se template or effect or whatever, so I made one. I used a shape 3D and put that over there. That's the shape 3D. Then you have to have a 3D merge, and you have to have it rendered, and then it will come out. So if I were to disconnect my picture and connect this, then we get to see that. So that only took about 35 minutes to do because I couldn't remember how to do it. So now if I connect this to this, then I got me back. So now I need to get the arrow in because there's things I want to point out. And I'm sure there are other ways to do it. As the description says, I am trying to figure this out on my own. As it was pointed out to me a while back, there's nothing wrong with tutorials. But I'm trying to figure some of this out on my own. That's where we're at today. So we have on the right hand or the left hand monitor screen, we have the alleged arrow. On the right hand, we have me. I want to connect this all to the media out. I believe it is. So I'm going to connect that to the media out. Nope. I'm going to connect it to the media out. Nope. So let's get this back. You think I know what I'm doing because I just did this a minute ago. But I have such a short-term memory loss that it's just horrible. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to put it into the merge. And lo and behold, what shows up but our arrow. Okay, that's cool, except it's pointing, I don't know where it's pointing. So how do I change the direction of where this is pointing? Do I go into this merge and then rotate it like this? Oh, look, I can do that. And then if I want to say, okay, if you look right here, and if you look at the angle of the club head, it is pointing, it looks like off to the right. Okay? And then I can bring this back like this or whatever. And this is kind of what I want to do, actually. Here's the problem I have. When I come over here, this is good here. This is showing that the club head is actually pointing, well, actually it's pointing club head's pointing to the right, but I need to duplicate this. This is what led me to think, hey, why don't I show people how bad at this I am? I need to duplicate this because I need another arrow. So I'm going to go back into Fusion. And from this point forward, you guys will get to learn it or watch me try to learn it at the same time, because I honestly have no idea if this is going to work or not. So what I want to do is I want to copy all three of these, right click, and there should be a copy tool somewhere that I'm not seeing. Wonderful. There's not. Seriously? I can't believe that. Really cannot believe that. Bring this down here, because if this goes the way I think it's going to go, I'm going to need a lot of room. I'll disconnect that. I'm going to highlight those, right click, and there's my copy. Off click, right click, paste, and there it is. Now theoretically, I can disconnect this, reconnect this, and it's the same thing. So that little experiment worked. So now I'm going to bring this. Oops, I forgot to highlight them. I'm going to highlight these. I'm going to bring. Gosh dang it! I'm going to highlight. Yeah, I got to change my save from 2 minutes to like 10 minutes. So I'm going to put this one right here, and then I'm going to connect this right there, and we get our little shape back. Yay! Yay for me! Go team! And I'm going to bring these down here, put them right there. Now I know you can go in somewhere in Fusion and you can box all these up and make it all nice and neat. Full disclosure, I haven't paid that much attention to that, and I probably need to, because that would be so cool to do. Off click so I don't redo anything, bring this down. So now we're there. So now if I connect this to here, it goes, I don't have it. So I was afraid of that. If I disconnect it, I have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect that. I'm going to disconnect that. I'm going to disconnect that. And I'm going to get rid of this merge. And I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to come over here to the media. I'm going to hit shift space. It brings up this little box over here somewhere where nobody can see it. And I'm going to type in the word multi-merge, which I'm going to go MUL. It brings up multi-merge. It's highlighted. I'm going to click add, and lo and behold, it adds me a multi-merge into my picture. If I reconnect this to that, I'm back to essentially where I was with a single merge. Now, this will be fun. I'm going to reconnect this, and I get that. Not where it's supposed to be, but I'm cool. So let's not put it there. Let's see if we can go specific. I cannot. That's not good. Now why is it not showing up? Showed up a while ago. What the heck? All right, let's try this again. So let's just plug it in let's let it put it where it wants. It does. Let's move this down, and let's grab the other one and plug it in. There should be two now on the screen. And because it's an exact copy, anyone, Bueller, what do I have to do to move this? Do I go to this one? And then go, oh, I'm a genius. I figured that out. Somebody sent me a message. Thank you, Tony, T-5. Boy, that went by quickly. So I'm going to bring this over here. And then I'm going to rotate this up like this and show that. And then I'm going to bring this down. No, I'm not. I'm going to go into the shape 3D, and I want to look for I'm going to put this over here in this one. So now, because that's a copy, I'm just afraid if I move this, yeah, see, I was afraid of that because it's an exact copy. So I don't want to copy it, but I do want to copy it. I want to duplicate it, but I want to do it by doing it and then redoing it, but doing it brand new, so to speak. So this is okay. I can live with this. So go back in here. I'm going to grab this one, and I think I want to grab that one. Yeah. And then I want to bring it down like this, and then I want to rotate it up like that to show. What I'm trying to do is show the correlation between where the club head is pointed to where the club head is at, which I might only need to have one now that I'm looking at this. And then when I play this, it's going to only play that because it's at such a slow speed and I've got this messed up, or because I've added these, excuse me, that is affecting it. So now I want to come in here to this one. Excuse me. I want to show turning into Doug Betts. It's scary. I want to bring this one down just a little bit right there. I don't necessarily need the full thing in there. And then that way now, let me turn that off and hit play. See if it goes farther. Oh, maybe that affects it. Okay. I just learned something else. Man, it is a day to learn stuff. Now, the problem I see is this. As this video plays through, these are staying where they were at. So I'm going to have to figure out how to keyframe them to the point where they need to be. So when I bring this back, at some point in time, I would need to do another one, because even though the club head was pointing to the left, that ball went relatively straight. Now, how I determine relatively straight is if I look at the tee and I go straight up the picture here, this telephone pole right there would be relatively straight. So, at the very least, yeah, I agree that there's, I don't know how to do the audio, and I agree. It's going to be absolutely horrible if I try to speed it up or something. I don't know. I do know, having spent hours trying to match cut audio and cut video that's sped up, that's horrible. But I will eventually figure it out. I have enough confidence in myself, and I'm just determined enough that I'll do that. So now I would like to have added one more. If I paste this, do I have paste options? Wow, I thought I still had this in the copy queue, but I don't see it. That's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and, actually I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a shape 3D, a merge 3D, and if you keep these highlighted, you can just click on what you want and render 3D, and it automatically adds it. And you guys hear my bell. I'm getting all kind of messages. So now I'm going to go into the shape 3D, and I'm going to put it up here in the first box so we can see what we're working with. Right now it's a plane. You can change it from a plane to a cube. You can change it from a cube to a sphere. You can change it from a sphere to a cylinder. You get the point. I'm going to make this a cone, and it's just extremely too big. So then I got to remember what I did to bring this down. I think I did that. And then I think I brought the height down a little bit. And then I think I brought the top radius. No. Bottom radius. No. I want the point. Base subdivisions. Nope, that wasn't it. Subdivisions, that wasn't it. The angle. I found this to be pretty cool. You can change the angle of the cone itself. But I somehow maybe got into transform, rotate it like this. So that I want that. And then I want to go back to controls. And what did I screw up a while ago? Let's change this back to normal. There we go. I changed the top radius thinking that if I did that, it would. So I guess 0, 0 is all you can go. Let's see. Can we go like minus 1.0? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Don't like it. That's pretty cool. So can I control Z that? I cannot control Z that. So I want to go back to the top radius and click it back by double clicking, and it's where I want to be. Material, you can put anything you want in there. I'm going to change the color to right there. I kind of like that one for today. And then I want to go to transform, and then I want to change it. Oh, it's still showing that. I want to go to rotation, and rotate it like that. I find if I use these boxes, I can rotate it. If I use a slide wheel, it's hell. But if I go to the box, I can actually control it for me a little bit easier. Gas, great guy is saying gas is $3.17 a gallon. Boy, I'd like that. And then change the you can change the location like this, but I'm good there. I do want to figure out how I changed. Oh, there we go. I want it to be elongated like that. And then I changed the whole overall size somehow. I don't really remember how I done that. I will figure. I can never do this live. When I'm sitting here by myself messing around, well, I can do this so easily. That's not too bad. And I do want it yet a little bit smaller. So that's pretty cool right there. So now we're going to take our Sphere 3D and connect it to our merge. We're going to take our merge and connect it to our render. And then if I click this here, that's what we have. So now that looks to not be straight. So while this is still highlighted, I'm going to go into transform, and I don't want to move it up and down. I want to rotate it a little bit more. It's not moving. Why is it not moving? Shows it it's moving. Interesting. Is that because I'm connected to the merge? We'll see what this does over here. No. I'm on transform, I'm on rotation. There we go. So about right. I should be able to use that dumb line right there. Close enough. We'll reconnect all this. Drag this up here so I can see it. Now I want to connect this over to this. So I'm going to grab the render here. Plug it into here, plug that to there, and there you go. So now that's obviously too big, but I can take and move this down and bring it off the T right here, and that indicates that this would be straight. So if I played this, I'm on the wrong one, huh? Clearly. So if I played this from the beginning, because I don't have it lined up correctly, but you get the general idea. And if I hit play, you can see.
What is that? Pitching? Pitching wedge. That's pitching wedge.
And you see the ball goes left to straight. This is what I was trying to teach Mrs. K earlier today, that the ball goes. Where's this? I should have. Oh, it's up here. Where's it at? There it is. So the ball goes right there's a good illustration of it. This is straight according to the T and according to where I want it to go if I'm trying to hit the ball straight. And you can clearly see I could draw another little cone thing and put an arrow and say, look, the ball is left of straight. So that's what I'm working on. Hopefully when I get all done with this, there's going to be at least, I don't know, one more. I'm not sure. If we go play this over here, go back to the beginning, and we mute the soundtrack because we don't want it. Matter of fact, we don't need to mute it. We just need to get rid of it. Now, if I hit play, and it's just a matter of keyframing these in, I'm sure of that. I'll get accomplished what I want to get accomplished. Good learning tool. This is great. I'm going to keep doing this every time I play golf with Mrs. K when I can do this, because it's just a great little learning tool. I can take this and I can say, okay, so if you follow the path of the ball, it's there, it's there, it's there. It's still way left of where I wanted it to be, but overall, that's a pretty good shot. You know, if I were to draw a circle out here and say, I want to be within this pole and this pole, this being left, this being right, this being dead middle, That's acceptable. That could be within my parameters if that's the parameters that I set. So I'm good with it. Because she was like, oh, that's good and straight. And she technically was right. It was good and straight, but it was good and straight left. So it is what it is. I want to thank, oh, excuse me, I want to learn how to talk without choking. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Rick Lakes, Tony Wallow, Darren Gilholm, Bobby Warren, Long Dog. I appreciate it. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea. I had to get a drink. Sorry about that. Just like with the Zoom homies every night, I really like getting into Davinci and messing around and trying to learn things on my own. If I can't figure it out, I will go watch a tutorial and go from there. 9 o'clock tonight, regular time, regular start time, 9 o'clock. And a couple things on my mind to talk about. We will go from there. Don't be surprised if there's yet another brand new opening from Doug Betts. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, if you're watching and just afraid to comment. I appreciate it. Everybody have a great afternoon. See you tonight. Bye for now. Long Dog says, here in the Desert Empire, golf is a very big deal. We have quite a few driving ranges and golf courses, and the courses people who live in the... Yeah, I had 3 courses I played in California. I played the town I lived in's local course. It was par 3 with a couple par 4s. I played one little town over, par 3, with 2 4s and 2 5s. So technically it wasn't a par 3, but that's what they label that. And then I played one huge course that had 2 par 5s on the front, 2 par 5s on the back, 2 3s, and the rest were 4s. Great course, I love it. It's called Castle Creek. Look it up on Google. Google Castle Creek Golf Course. I have played that course. I am leaving. I got this little voice in my head saying, "In the show, Ken. In the show." What? Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.